edges like softened wax float on, leaving silent tracks. Shadows drip from picture frames, the walls on fire with hidden flames. The clock runs backwards on the wall, ticking louder as it falls. Footsteps echo up the stairs, but no one seems standing there. And this ethereal twilight glow, where the world distorts and flows, gravity lies and the walls inhale. Up is down and the compass fails. Colors taste like bitter air as voices echo from empty chairs. Every wall starts to sway as she tries to find her way. Streetlights dance like fallen stars, cars parked silent in each yard. Rain ascends in silver threads, gathering above her head. Emotions flow in tangled rhyme. Morning lights arrives on time. She reaches out to the alarm and realizes she's in no harm. Gravity sighs, the walls are still. Morning light comes across the sill. Colors rest where they belong. Silence hums a steady song. Every fear that chased her through fades into a softer hue. Nothing breaks, nothing bends, just in time the nightmare ends. In the morning when twilight goes, the world's distortion never shows. Gravity's fine, the walls exhale. The noise outside is just the mail. The morning smells like summer air. Flowers are blooming everywhere. She thinks the sun is bright today. As she sits and watches the kids at play.
Every hurt becomes a chamber sealed in stone, mortared with silence, faced alone. Blueprints drafted from what went wrong. Corridors echoing an old song. Footsteps fade before they start. Maps get lost in the dark of my heart. Each memory brick with careful art. A fortress built from the fractured part. Welcome to the labyrinth of the heart, where every ending is the start of another wall, another bend, another truth I won't defend. They wander, sure they hold the key, but all they find are parts of me. Reflections cast in fractured light. Never my depth, never my sight. Every person thinks they see the thread. Ariadne string where angels tread. They trace conclusions in tidy lines. Call it healing, call it signs. But they move through rooms I've long outgrown, naming the ghosts I've overthrown. Blind to the currents under the floor, blind to the locks behind each door. Welcome to the labyrinth of the heart, where every ending is the start of another wall, another bend, another truth I won't defend. They wander, sure they hold the key, but all they find are parts of me. Reflections cast in fractured light. Never mind death, never my sight. Through the halls of doubt, shadows sway, searching for solace but losing the way. Every tear a brick, every sigh a stone, a maze of emotions, there's no way out alone. Whispers of love weave through the air, yet the silence pulls tighter, a weight hard to bear. To navigate here one must be wise, with scars as maps and truths as lies. Though the silence screams and the echoes call, understanding comes when we risk the fall. So tread softly, dear, as you make your way. For in the labyrinth, our hearts must stay. Welcome to the labyrinth of the heart, where every ending is the start of another wall, another bend, another truth I won't defend. They wander, sure they hold the key, but all they find are parts of me. Reflections cast in fractured light. Never my depth, never my sight. In this twisted maze, the journey is long, but I'll keep singing my old song. With every turn I'll find a new start in the beautiful chaos of the labyrinth heart. Welcome to the labyrinth of my heart, where every ending is the start of another wall, another bend, another truth I won't defend. They all are, sure they hold the key, but they only find parts of me. Reflections cast in fractured light. Never mind death, never my sight.
Yeah, Sue in the hallway laughing so loud, Mike cracking jokes, drawing half the crowd. James with his math book, Jody with the plan. Patty said, watch me, Donald said, I can. Brian on the bleachers, Jean by his side. Tammy had dreams she refused to hide. Bev kept it steady, Christy kept it cool. Jim teaching books like he ran the school. Galen looking sharp, Angel fierce and sweet. Sergeant Allen keeping us on our feet. Kathy Yee in the chorus, voice cut and clean. We were 18, living the dream.
From the lockers to the front lines, from late night talks to the sunrise. Different roads, but the same ties. Class of '79 never dies. Facebook gives us new life. We deal with the Trump strife. Years roll on, but the truth sticks. Real friends last 2020, 26. 2020, 26. 2020, 26.
Packed up the car, headed off to school. Lecture halls deep, trying to play it cool. Freshman fears with a sophomore stride. Learn real quick how to think, not hide. Book stacked high like like a skyline view. Every test said show what you can do. From associates to a PhD. Worked hard for my advanced degrees, and the call came strong. Had to stand tall, sign that line, answer duty's call. Brothers in arms, discipline tight. Long army hours in the dead of night. Came back home with a broader view. Salute to the past, but work to do. Back to the books for a higher degree. Grad school grind, building on me. Research, nice and coffee steam. Turn hard facts into a bigger dream. Reunions hit like a favorite song. Pick up the thread, though it's been so long. Faces of friends that still exist. Hugs from the home crowd I have missed. Wrinkles now as decades grew. Friends light up my life like they used to do. Decades spin like final grooves. Life makes cuts, but the needle moves. Different cities, different scenes. Same old hearts behind the screens. Now it's 2026, I'm retired at peace. Alarm clock silent, deadline ceased. Morning sun on a slower pace. Time leaves lines, but not disgrace. Group chat buzzing, memories stick. From 79 straight to 2026. We've seen loss, we've seen gain. Victory laps and seasons of rain. But through every chapter, every mix, friendship stays solid as bricks. From the lockers to the front lines, from late night talks to the sunrise. Different roads, but the same ties. Class of 79 never dies. Facebook gives us new life. We deal with the Trump strife. Years roll on, but the truth sticks. Real friends last to 2026. 2026, 2026.
Through undo, I wore confidence like a letterman's shield. He stood there laughing in Spanish light. Freshman eyes, brown and bright. Her hand and his, my closest friend. Three of us where the hallways bend. I should have turned, I should have walked, but something in me burned when he talked. In the hallway between us, we learned how to breathe. Two guys in the shadows with secret schemes. First love like a siren, reckless and true. I stole your heart and I broke hers too. We were a fire in a small town sky. Too young to live, too scared to fly. In the hallway between us, I let you go, 'cause I was afraid of what they know. Football lights and autumn air, we met in the dark like no one cared. Your hand found mine behind closed doors. We traced our names on bedroom floors. You said someday we'll be out and proud. I said not here, not this town. I watched you shrink to fit my fear while I hid behind another year. In the hallway between us, we learned how to lie. Kissed in the dark, then passed by dry. First love like a loaded gun. We were brave when we were one, but I folded under locker room eyes. Choked on rumors, swallowed pride. In the hallway between
close your eyes, didn't hold your hand, didn't say goodbye. Just a coward with a high school ring and a silence heavier than anything. In the hallway between us, you still remain. First love stitched in, teenage pain. Two guys in a town, too small to see what I meant to you. You meant to me. You were brave in a way I couldn't be. Living your truth, even leaving me. In the hallway between us, I see it clear. Love was never the thing to fear. I was 10 when I first understood the sky was older than it looked. Every silver light above my head was something that glowed but maybe dead. Not present tense, not burning now, but a fire gone out like a broken vow. While others wished on what they saw, I asked the world, can this be all? They see a night sky scattered with light. I see a graveyard dressed in white. Every time I look at stars, I'm looking back at ancient scars. Beyond my breath, beyond my cry, against a long forgotten sky. Phantoms glowing in the dark, ghosts that left a dying spark. By the time their shine finds me, they've long past brushed eternity. The blue-white flicker of Orion's belt. What war was raging when soldiers knelt to wonder at its white-hot core and start the journey forevermore? Did empires rise or kingdoms fall? The moment light escaped its wall that someone kissed the very first time, as that light slipped the bonds of time. Somewhere a sword was raised in flame, somewhere a child was given a name. Every time I look at stars, I'm looking back at ancient scars. Beyond my breath, beyond my cry, against a long forgotten sky. Phantoms glowing in the dark, ghosts that left a dying spark. By the time their shine finds me, they've long past brushed eternity. And I wonder which of them began the night I entered the breath of man. Which distant sun ignited its flight the hour I opened my eyes to light? Is there a star that started then, carrying my timestamp in its spin? A cosmic twin in outward flight, still crossing dark to reach my night. Dark to reach my night. They call it beautiful, a wish, move on. They never feel what's really gone. But I can't unsee what I know is true. We are star stuff, both me and you. Every time I look at stars, I'm looking back at ancient scars. A newborn beam in endless flight, still racing toward my waiting night. Phantoms glowing in the dark, ghosts that leave a dying spark. In future time, light won't remember me. I'll have closed my eyes in eternity.
is standing on the risers in back, breathing in the dust of the curtain track, counting rests, holding notes like prayer, trusting every motion of her hand in the air. Yes, ma'am, thank you, never out of line. First one ready at rehearsal time. I gave her respect like it was old, a faithful voice in the bass vocal role. But behind the baton, where the doors stay closed, where the real rehearsal never quite shows, words cut low when no one sees, sharp as a fractured broken key. Out there she shines in holy light, in here she dims me out of sight. They see a queen on a coral throne, I see the frost on a heart of stone. Sing it, something shifted key. Suddenly they where once was we. Pet students orbit her like shining stars, front row smiles and solo parts. Behind a desk with the door pulled tight, she writes me in a different light. Says I'm difficult, says I lie, yet gives me a lead in The King and I. Behind the baton, where the doors stay closed, where the real rehearsal never quite shows, she talks to me like she just don't care, and shrugs me off like recycled air. Out there she's graced with a lifted hand, in here I barely get to stand. They see a goddess robed in sound, I see the cracks beneath the crown. In public halls I blend in gray, just another face in cold lodge today. Applause rains down at her command, parents rise when the director stands. They praise her heart, they praise her voice. Look, a halo, let the choirs rejoice. But I've heard the venom in her tone, the private voice she's seldom shown. I stayed in key, I stayed in line, held bass harmony every time. 3 years loyal to her lead, now I'm cast as what she needs, to blame, to bruise, to bend, to break. I silently endure the misery she makes, but graduation is drawing near, and I'll finish in truth, not in fear. When the final chord begins to swell, I won't be trapped inside her spell. Her stage is small, her echo thin, there's no more parts to cast me in. Behind the baton, where the doors stay closed, where the truth is never left exposed, she tears me down measure by measure, calls it growth, but I know it's just for pleasure. Out there she's worship, flawless kind, in here she's cold and small of mind. They bow their heads to her decree, but I have seen who she can really be.
smokestacks frame the sky. Blue collar backbone, it's where I learned to fly. Joliet mornings, cornfields out back. Rural subdivision, a hand-built home, not a shack. Patty and I, we grew up side by side. Two families blended, living with pride. Baseball diamonds carved out in the street. Flawless grass beneath our feet. Launch model rockets past the telephone wire. Dreams went higher than the township spire. Climbed every oak like we own the sky. Didn't know yet how fast years fly. Report card shining, good grades, precision. Outstanding teachers that gave us vision. Books were my shield, grades were my gift. Quiet in the hallway, socially adrift. Painfully shy, yeah, I lived in my head. Spoke in equations, left feelings unsaid. Excelled in class, but froze in the crowd. Whisper my thoughts, never said it loud. I've been riding down memory lane like it's still alive. Cruising through the years like Lakeshore Drive. Music inside and my instincts intact. Chasing goals, not looking back. From cornfield nights with a mind that was keen. My body is 60s, but my mind is 15. Uncle Harold smoking on his pipe. Uncle Marvin Mason in the Scottish Rite. Aunt Donna's kitchen, stories at the table. Aunt Dorothy steady, Aunt Vera label. Uncle Jack Chapman with a handshake firm. Family roots deep in Midwestern earth. Cousin Mike, let the mini bike spin. Cousin Lisa, with a sheepish grin. We pile in the car, skyline in sight. Head toward Niles in the summer light. Windows down, wind cutting through. First time I saw the world feel new. Dad don't see his tower touching heaven's door. John Hancock towering like myth and lore. Lakeshore Drive with the water wide. City on one hand, the lake on the side. Summer storms rolling heavy in Maine. Yeah. Mama now taking in the weather scene. Thunder shaking every window frame. She say, angels bowling like a life refrain. Rain on the roof was a lullaby beat. Fear and comfort in the same heartbeat. Time's a picture with a wicked curve. Takes your speed, but leaves your nerve. The mirror shows lines that the boy don't know. But inside that kid still wants to go. Still wants rockets, still wants trees. Still wants home plate, stolen with ease. Still thinks of Patty in the summer sun. Before we knew what we'd become.
Shadows stretching, she knew her fate. Footsteps heavier than silence fell. Too afraid to even tell. Silent dolls on the dresser stared. Windows locked against the air. She counted seconds in her mind. No locked door to hide behind. I've seen things I shouldn't have. Falling tears replace her laugh. But the locks are strong, now the curtain's wide. There's a circle standing at her side. No more ghosts where the nightlight glows. No more secrets no one knows. Sometimes people can be severely flawed. They built a wall of watchful eyes, soft-spoken strength and no more lies. A mother's hug, a brother's vow, both grandpas standing guard right now. She's learning how to own her win, to let the sunlight touch her skin. The past is something that shouldn't have been. It does not get to live within. But the locks are strong, sorrow gains no ground. With a circle of loved ones all around. No more ghosts that haunt the night. No more deception, pretending wrong is right. Her strength is something to be awed. She bears no shame, she's not the fraud. Her inner light shines like a flame. She's learned too soon that life's no game.
The doctor spoke the word we feared that day. Pancreatic shadows we couldn't chase away. His mind unclouded, his air so clear, sharp as it's been through each passing year. He sailed and wore through merchant tides with an army green, his duty rights. A veteran twice over steel beneath his skin. History in his eyes and discipline within. We made a home to rest weary eyes. Hospice by lamplight, not a compromise. 3 short months of selfless care. Never questioned why our love was there. Sis watched by day, we watched by night. Dorothy and Connie helped make things right. Echoes of mom too soon again. Reminder that life for all must end. 4 years he lived after mom was gone. Grief like a companion hanging on. He'd reminisce in evenings glow. Stories only a father and his youngest know. One night he shared his guarded truths, trusting me with things only he knew. I'll seal them away until the day I pass. This is the last thing he would ask. He was the sharpest man I ever knew. In a mind like steel, the memories accrue. And in quiet hours when the world was dim, I saw my own reflection staring back at him. More alike than either of us had planned. Same stubborn streak, same steady hand. In courage and candor, our lives were one. More now than ever, I'm my father's son. Our home became his final post, taken in rest by a cosmic host. At 93 he slipped away. His stories I keep for another day. When grandkids ask about his life, I'll share his triumphs and his strife. But secrets I'll hold and never reveal. Some things only meant for me to feel.
Through crowded rooms and felt what others tried to hide. Every whispered grief and joy would surge in like the tide. Their laughter rang like sunlight, their sorrow burned like flame. 1,000 borrowed heartbeats calling out my name. Years of carrying storms that were never mine to claim left fractures in my spirit no doctor ever named. The weight of others' emotions caught valleys in my mind, till peace became a stranger I could rarely find. Now I live where the wind speaks, true far across the land, where the rivers hum a language only still hearts understand. The stars keep ancient rhythms in the dark above the trees, and I finally breathe in silence with the cosmic melodies. So I built silent walls where no stray echoes roam, closed every open doorway of the heart I once called home, except for little voices with my spirit within their veins. My children and my grandkids still soften all the chains. I've built walls fierce and tall that are far above my reach, yet left hidden doorways where life's lessons I still teach. Beyond those doors, the damage from a complicated life, the remnants of my memories cuts deep like a knife. Now I live where the wind speaks, truth far across the land, where the rivers hum a language only still hearts understand. The stars keep ancient rhythms in the dark above the trees, and I finally breathe in silence with the cosmic melodies. I learned the earth is breathing, every mountain, stone, and sea. There's a pulse beneath the silence beating endlessly. So I turn my heart to starlight, let the human noise grow dim, for the universe is kinder than the people that live within. No more chaos, no more noise, no more deep and gnawing pain. I've burned away the nonsense with my logic's white hot flame. I've left behind the ruin caused by letting people in. I've erased the last tracks of everywhere I've been. Now I live where the wind speaks, truth far across the land, where my thoughts are higher and deeper than the world can understand.